many of you have had a boss call you an absolute idiot? How many of you have had a boss scream at you, yell at you for not doing your job the right way? Has that happened, guys? But the ladies come into the workplace, get yelled at once or twice, and then call it harassment, an unfair environment, because the mothers did not give them a fair idea of what the real world is like. Typically, us ladies, instead of doing the hard work, they will infiltrate a man's successful business and benefit from it somehow. Clout, money, networking, resources, the ability to get a husband. But women have a tendency, modern women have a tendency to burn the bridges when they leave. This creates a dynamic where they are the heroes when they are using men's businesses to become successful and go where they want to go. But they are victims when they want to cut ties with that man. Women try to do all of the things that men are doing without thinking about the hard work and the risks involved.
So when a man hates a woman, he is called a misogynist. But what about when a woman hates other women? There has to be a word for that. There has to be a word for that, but unfortunately there isn't. But, I always find it funny that many women like to speak for other women, like the feminists, only to find out that they are not in the same team. Isn't that funny? Guys, it's your boy Andy Matrix. What is going on? I'm back on Angry Guy's YouTube channel. If you haven't heard of me, I have a YouTube channel called Andy Matrix Gaming where I talk about anime, gaming, Japanese culture, and some other social topics. So go ahead and check that out. The link is in the description. And guys, make sure to check out Angry Guy on Rumble. Okay, he's got some content over there that he does not put out on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, some other spicy content, go ahead and click the link in the description. Follow him on Rumble. And guys, hard times are here. Jobs are disappearing. Jobs are disappearing fast. There's been many layoffs. I think about 3 million layoffs by now or more. Okay, if you lose your job today, you could be homeless in a few months or even in a few weeks, but it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, check out Angry Guy's Creator Academy and learn how to build your own online business using the link in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. Okay, now, let's get on with the show, baby. Yeah. Okay, so growing up, many men are clueless about girls, right? That is why many men, they resent women for lying, cheating, using them as emotional tampons. Trust me. Been there, it sucks, and so on, right? There's many issues. There's many reasons why dudes resent girls, right? Men don't really understand girls until their mid-20s or early 30s. That's when you really starts to resonate. You really start to get a really good understanding. That is also depending on how social you are, right? At that age, some dudes still don't really get it that much. Now, but if you want to understand women very well, then what you have to do is ask other women or observe how other women interact with each other. Why they don't like other women. Okay. I thought that men were destructive until I started working in an office. In my early 20s, started working in an office and saw how much drama girls cause. How much drama they cause towards each other. I mean, there was like hatred between other dudes, but like other dudes, they mind their own business. Like if you don't like somebody, you just don't talk to them, right? But the drama was very intense amongst girls, right? So working in an office will show you just how pure evil some of these chicks can be, man. And you see, while men are good at physically destroying things, right, and are more likely to cause violent crimes, female crime is more discreet, if you know what I mean. It's more discreet, so it's more secretive. It's more under the curtain, under the carpet, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so the title of this video is Female Hiring Managers Are Secretly Avoiding Hiring Women. So I want you to pay attention to the title because it's women avoiding other women. Okay, and this is, I know that now is more rampant because we're in a down economy, we're going into a depression. But before that, it is actually very true in the workplace. But now is, I think, is even more noticeable, even more noticeable. So we got manhood. To go deeper into this topic, we're going to be reacting to his video. So let's go ahead and check him out now.
Yeah, and maybe I was hoping for maybe a big bouquet just right
Excuse
there.
me.
Hi, David. You
Sorry,
okay?
am I interrupting something?
No, you're not interrupting anything. What's the problem? You need to book some time off. Let me have a look. You need 3 months off? No problem at all, you sweetheart. Bless you. Of course you can have it off. David, you look really poorly. What's the matter? Oh, bless you, you've got a cold. Of course you can go home. Of course, absolutely. David, do you mind taking on some extra workload? We're not going to be able to finish it.
Sorry, I'm really swamped.
You can't do it. No worries. Absolutely fine. Thank you. Despite being late every day, taking 6 weeks off, and you only completing your work 30% of the time, I think you deserve a promotion. You work so hard. So hard. I'm so happy and proud of you, you know? Thank you. I've got the...
Sorry, excuse me.
What's the problem?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, you are interrupting something, so... You need a day off. Okay, let me have a look. We've got a month where nobody is taking any time off, but I can't let you have that off.
Oh, well, why
I
not?
can't guarantee that no one's going to be sick on that day, so unfortunately, no. Jesus, what's the matter with you? You were in a car crash on your way here? Oh, God. I can't give you the day off, sorry. Well, you should have thought about that before getting in a car crash, shouldn't you? How about drive slower next time? Here, I need you to get that done by lunchtime.
I've got 2 things to
Not
do.
my problem. Your organisation is not my issue, so get it done, please. So, despite being on time all the time, you're always present in the moment, you complete your work to the fullest extent, and you are seemingly a hard worker, I'm not going to be able to offer you the promotion at the moment. Sorry. It's not really fair to anyone else that someone like you gets a promotion, the others don't. Work a bit harder. Sorry.
Okay, I am really on a roll talking about these hiring managers who are partly to blame for why everyone is experiencing a labor shortage. And I think I want to add a little nuance to this now. I want to talk about women hiring managers who don't hire other women. We all know that systemically, women were oppressed and largely rejected or barred from participating in the workforce. Generally, we know that, right? However, we also know today that most of the women in companies, most of the people in companies who have the power to make hiring and firing decisions, nowadays, those are women. And I can tell you from the experience of being a woman, those women do not like hiring other women into their organizations. And they specifically do not like hiring younger women into their organizations. And they do not like hiring younger educated women into their organizations. Ask anyone who is under the age of 35, under the age of 40 even, what they've gone through, especially ask any woman under those ages, what they've gone through in interviews, being interviewed by other women. Disappointing, sad, heartbreaking, tragic. As a sociologist in training with my sociology degree, I've always held the belief that it's other women who are the missing puzzle pieces to misogyny. It's other women who have political power, who have economic, financial power, who have hiring and firing power within organizations, who are still propping up misogyny and the patriarchy. Because it's those women who either don't hire younger, educated women into their organizations, or when they do hire those younger, educated women into their organizations, they do everything in their power to drive them out, from being condescending, from being mean, from being nasty, from refusing to train them properly, from overburdening them with more work than the role or the job requires. It's insane. And before you run into my comments with your musty, dusty, not all women, or how can you claim to be for women's empowerment when you're saying these kinds of things, saying these kinds of things is women's empowerment, because part of empowerment is holding oneself accountable for one's actions. And we need to hold these women hiring managers accountable for their actions. We need to hold them accountable for being mean and nasty to younger women entering the workforce full time. We need to hold them accountable for the way they drive out talent out of the workforce. We need to hold them accountable for the way they drive out other women from industries and from entire entities and cause brain drain. We need need to hold one another accountable for that because it's very real and it happens. And you can ask any woman of really any age, and they'll tell you they've experienced some kind of nastiness from another woman, most likely in their organization. And that's so sad, and it needs to stop.
Honestly, she's not wrong. But here's the thing. Women managers often avoid hiring other women because they don't want office drama, jealousy, or ego battles. It's less about patriarchy and more about peace. They've seen how messy dynamics can get and would rather keep things simple. It's brutal, but it's true. Sometimes women don't trust other women to keep it professional.
I know I'm not the only one that has experienced this. Some managers take their position way too serious, like to the point where they're taking advantage of the little bit of authority that they have, especially the female managers. This is why you can't put certain females in certain positions that have some type of authority or gives them some kind of say, because all they're gonna do is abuse that authority. That's it. These bitches be clocking in like they fucking FBI agents, acting like they running the whole entire fucking White House. Like, relax. You're not the CEO. You're just the manager for this one-ass shift at fucking Target, bitch. It's retail. It was never that serious. They know they have that little bit of power and they use it to treat people like shit and fucking abuse it instead of actually leading. Half of the time it's not even about the work. It's all about feeding their whack-ass, lonely-ass fucking egos. At the end of the day, some managers do not manage. They just take advantage and abuse a little bit of authority they have and try to dress it up as leadership. Like, no, you're being a bitch all because you feel like you can be a bitch. And this is why a lot of managers be getting beat the fuck up and dragged through the whole fucking McDonald's store, through the whole motherfucking Marshall store. Because you're doing too much, bitch. Talk to your kids like that and treat them like that. Not me. I'm a grown-ass woman and I'm only here for 8 hours. You better watch it, ho.
Guys, listen. Hard times are coming. No, excuse me. Hard times are here. Rampant unemployment is coming. If not, it's already here. There's been millions of layoffs already. We're probably going to reach 5 million layoffs. Right now, we're about 3-4 million layoffs in the United States alone, by the way. Okay, many are going to be facing homelessness. There's people living in their cars. People are choosing to live in vans because they can't afford rent or a house. And people are going hungry with Trump, cutting off, the food stamps, SNAP benefits. There's going to be hunger. Inflation's not going to get any better. Okay, you're going to see that, $2, $3 bag of Doritos go to $5, $6. Okay, I've seen it. I've paid $6 for a party-sized bag of, kettle chips. Trust me. Okay, everyone needs to have their own business. This is where we're heading. As everything starts to crumble, you can no longer rely on corporations. You're going to have to start your own business one way or another. If it's not physical, then it's going to have to be online. Okay, so you're going to have to start our own businesses to safeguard our future. So that's why I'm recommending the Angry Guy, Creator Academy. Angry Guy Creator Academy is going to show you how to start your own online business, create YouTube content and build an audience from that. And also creating your own digital products and such. This is really great. I've actually done this before. I've created digital products. So it's a good business. It's still a good business. Okay. So get a free copy of Content Creator Blueprint when you sign up. The link is in the description. So you'll get a free copy of the Content Creator Blueprint, and then from there on, Angry Guy will show you the rest. So click the link in the description, guys, and let's go ahead and move on with our topic. Okay, so that bit, those few minutes that you just saw from manhood, what do I have to say about it? Well, I remember one time I really liked this Chinese girl in the office. Okay, this Chinese girl in the office. Every time I will go up and talk to her, my supervisor, which was this Puerto Rican lady, she would go and bam, she would cock block me. She was the cock block. She was the cock block. Okay? And it wasn't just her. It was also other girls in the office. They get really jealous when the man they like goes after other girls, and then they start gossiping and spreading rumors. And you know what? Another thing that I've noticed, even if girls don't like you, they don't like it, right? They don't like it when you start dating another girl, because for some reason, they feel like, oh my God, maybe I missed out on that. Well, I mean, you had your chance, right? So even girls that did not like me, they will still get mad when I go up and talk to the Asian girls. It's really weird. It's really, really weird, very bizarre. I don't understand why they do that, but what the heck. So every time there was drama in the office, it was always a jealous girl. Always, 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 always. It looks like it's that one emotion they just can't control. Okay, they really don't like each other. They really don't like each other. They don't take accountability. They can't admit they were wrong. Many times they have bigger egos than men. Okay, I thought that as a guy, I had a big ego. I thought some of my friends had big egos. No, man, no way. I was wrong. Girls have bigger egos than dudes many times, dude. Okay, I understand why some men don't want to work with girls in the office or wherever. You know, it's too much drama. You can't get anything done. A lot of rumors. You know, they get bored. They start gossiping, spreading rumors. You know, it's like they always gotta cause some trouble or there's peace. It's like chaos. It's like they're addicted to the freaking chaos. But anyways, all right, guys, let's go back to manhood and then we'll continue.
Some women managers let a bit of authority go straight to their heads. Instead of leading, they nitpick, gossip, and make every shift feel like a battlefield. It's not about the job, it's about ego. That's why people start avoiding them altogether. No one wants to work where control and drama replace real leadership.
Are companies unwilling to hire women? Ooh, great question. I'm at the age of getting engaged, and I've heard people say, like, don't show your ring on calls. God forbid you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant. I hate the answer I'm going to give you because it's so sad. Go for it. Yes. Talking about getting engaged. Congrats. Thanks. It'll be like, oh, but she's going to go on a honeymoon, and then she's going to get married, and then she's probably going to have babies and then not be here. There is a sad reality where we're still dealing with this, where it's almost like, well, maybe take your engagement ring off before you go to an interview. I hate that those words are even coming out of my mouth. With my second pregnancy, I didn't want anyone to know. I was like, they're going to think I'm not committed. There's like this very frustrating stigma that I'm not going to be connected or committed or great at my job. And this time around, like this current pregnancy, I've like trying to show, hey, you're capable of doing more than one thing at a time. And I am trying to be proud of it and show it. And I found that like being authentic and vulnerable has actually opened up a broader, better client pool for me. And the people who don't like it are probably not the people I want to be working with anyway.
Some women weaponize the woman card instead of uplifting each other, turning every workplace challenge into a personal crusade. They center themselves, ignore professionalism, and when things don't go their way, they cry discrimination or try to cancel the company. That kind of chaos scares employers. It's not sexism, it's risk management. Genuine, hard-working women end up paying the price when others use gender as a shield for incompetence or drama, making companies wary altogether.
The one thing I was not prepared for in the workforce was to have older women just hate me for existing. We'll talk about older men. That's like a different line here, but older women hated me for no reason. We can talk about the narcissistic men on a different time. I'm going to tell you a story about my first full-time job. So I worked for a company that sold medical equipment, and I was in sales and marketing. And we all kind of had different bosses, and we all had, it was like kind of like, I don't know, little groups. And so my boss was under this one. My boss was an older lady, maybe in her 60s, and she had worked at this company for 20 years. We all had different shifts. So like I could come in at 6 a.m. and leave at 3 p.m. And that's what I did. So I came in at 6 a.m. and then she would come in at like a normal time, 8 a.m. And every day she'd come in, she would ask only me what I was doing. So, you know, there's a whole team of like, I don't know, 15 of us. She would say, Chrissy, what have you done? Then she would log into the back end of my computer to see what I had been doing that day. And the thing is, I didn't really realize that I was being like singled out. You know, she got mad at me for taking a lot of water breaks. I was also competing in CrossFit, so like I peed a lot, you know, I get that. So I was naive and I went to HR and I was like, hey, I just don't think she's treating me fairly. She's like treating me different than everyone else. Now, this company also had someone that was on FMLA leave and also was just like finished a lawsuit from someone not getting their proper lunch breaks. So I'm assuming they were like really fearful of a lawsuit. I was freshly 21. That didn't even come into my brain, okay? So I just went to them because that's what I thought you were supposed to do. And I was like, hey, I just think she's like picking on me and I don't really understand it. And it got to a point where like she would call me out in front of everyone. She would talk down to me. But the thing is, like, my accounts were happy. I was hitting goals. I was doing okay. It's just that I could do the job in less time than everyone else, which is what I learned. Anyways, they ended up firing her. I told them not to fire her. I was like, I'll quit. But no, they fired her.
Stories like this are exactly why many companies quietly avoid hiring too many women. Not because they hate women, but because they don't want drama. When older and younger women start clashing over ego, insecurity, or competition, it poisons the work environment fast. Managers don't want HR headaches. They want peace, results, and professionalism, not emotional turf wars disguised as workplace issues.
I don't particularly like to hire women.
Why?
No, you didn't let me finish the sentence.
She's ready.
Calm down. I don't particularly like to hire women that are close enough in age to me that there could be a thing. Look, dude, I'm the boss. I'm dressed nice. I'm taking control of every situation. We have over 200 employees. Like, nah, bro, I don't need it.
This man gets it. He's not gambling his business or peace for office drama. When you're running a company with 200 plus people, there's no room for emotional chaos or mixed signals. He's built for discipline, focus, and results, not messy entanglements. Smart men protect their empire before entertaining unnecessary distractions.
I don't know what's happened over the last couple of generations, but men don't help women. They don't offer to hold doors and things of that nature. And part of that obviously is because radical feminists, have said, if you hold the door for me, you're implying that I'm weak. So it's not like it's just the fault of men.
Do you ever fear about like looking like a Karen, or do you think you ever overreact?
I literally wear a shirt that says Proud Karen to the airport.
Really?
I sell them.
Oh, so you go in there ready to
I let
battle.
people know, like, it's not the whole concept of like is people calling you a Karen is to make you think that what you're doing is not legitimate. Like you shouldn't be upset about seeing something. So I tell people all the time, I'm the number one Karen at an airport. If I see something, I say something.
Something about being at the airport just gets you fired up. It's just a stressful environment.
Experience, and it obviously has been further burdened by COVID policies and all of that nonsense. So, but yeah, I think we just all have to just do better in terms of how people treat each other out in public.
When men today extend kindness or a helping hand, too often it's flipped into something sinister, too much, creepy, or even harassment claims. You can't punish men for decency and then complain they don't step up anymore. The message is clear. Every good deed risks being twisted. No wonder men pull back completely. It's self-preservation in a world where even respect is weaponized against them.
So isn't it funny that many hiring managers in HR, human resources, are women? So most hiring managers are female, okay? Don't act like it's not true. And they don't want to hire women because they know the flaws. They know what comes with that. Okay? They know the trouble that's on the horizon. Okay? One of the main reasons is that women get pregnant. Okay? Women get pregnant. Once they get pregnant, the company has to pay them for not working, which is an inconvenience. It always is, right? That's why you got to pass all these laws. Right, all these laws because there's a lot of women in the workforce. They get pregnant and they need time off to take care of their children because they're not, they don't have like a husband at home or whatever or family. So that's why they've got to put all these laws, so that companies are forced to pay, women in the workplace for being pregnant, right? Just what it is. Also, female hiring managers know that most of the drama in the workplace, like we said, is usually caused by other women. Okay, You ever wonder why in the old days, okay, women were not given positions of power, or why some religions did not give women authority in many areas, okay? Also, one of the reasons why the birth rate is going down is because, there's a lot of women it's a lot of women working, and because they are so busy, they don't want to work. So use that bit of knowledge as to how we can solve the population crisis. Because remember, other countries like the Arabian nations, they don't have a problem with population. Okay, those problems don't exist over there. Okay, because their women are always having babies. Okay, so just think about that. But anyways, guys, Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, it's your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed.